When it comes to the best travel destinations for summer 2025, Springfield ranks high when it comes to cost and convenience. I'm Bailey Stroll at the Ozarks First Digital Desk. Today, I want to break down a new study by WalletHub that has Springfield ranking pretty high when it comes to the best travel spots for the summer of 2025. So let's take a look at that study. This is, again, WalletHub's website. We talked about this last year as well. They take a lot of different topics and then rank different metro areas on those topics. So here is that study and the results of that study. It was released last month. And as we're getting into summer, it makes a point for why Springfield could be a great place for people and families to visit. So inflation putting a strain on people's finances. It starts talking about that, but it's not dampening people's summer plans. The cost of things right now is not. In fact, around 82% of Americans plan to travel this summer. 42% expect to take more than one trip. So the question is, where's the place to go? So WalletHub is really good about listing out different areas that families or people might think about when they're planning a trip: cost, convenience, traveling to the location, as well as affordability. So WalletHub analyzed 100 of the largest metro areas across 41 key indicators. It ranges from the cost of a cheapest flight to the number of attractions to the average price of a two-person meal. And then they compare that with other rankings. So it takes into account the number of attractions, the variety of activities in each destination to ensure visitors can stay busy and they're not going to run out of things to do. If you're a local in Springfield, you know there are still plenty of things to do here, even if we're not known as one of the main travel spots in our area. So the main findings here, you can see this cool map, and we have this embedded in our web story as well. If you want to take a closer look, you can just scroll down on your screen here. So you can see their rank when it comes to the top 100, and we'll go through those. So Kansas City ranks 74, Springfield ranks 21 out of 100. So we're pretty high up there just in the 100. St. Louis ranked 19. But when it comes to affordability and things like that, we rank even higher. So let's go through some of these. So here is the main list, and you can see what the number one destinations or the top 3, top 5 destinations are. These aren't so surprising to me. Orlando, the metro area there, ranks number 1 as far as all of the indicators. So you can see the total score there, and then travel costs and hassles, local costs, attractions, weather, activities, and safety. So Orlando really checks a lot of boxes there for families and visitors. Atlanta, number 2. The Washington, D.C. metro area, number 3. Honolulu, Hawaii, number 4. Austin, Texas, number 5. Cincinnati, Salt Lake City, Philadelphia, Miami, and Dallas-Fort Worth, bringing in the top 10 on the 100 list. And you can see as it goes down, I mean, a lot of metro areas here, but then I feel like Springfield kind of stands out among some of these very well-known cities when you get down to the top 25. I mean, Springfield is 21, right above, in between Pittsburgh and Raleigh, North Carolina. So WalletHub is like in our city as far as, you know, these key indicators. Again, travel costs and hassles. When it comes to Springfield, you know, we are in the middle of the country, so it's not a bad drive. So you don't have to, a lot of times, these families in the Midwest or in the South even can drive, and they don't have to pay for their whole family a whole batch of flights. And then local costs. Of course, Springfield is known to residents and visitors that we're an affordable destination when it comes to maybe eating out, getting into places, parking, you know, all of those costs that are associated with being out of town in a different city. Attractions, weather, and activities, safety. I think Springfield really, it kind of would rank high in a lot of those indicators. So here is the top 100. And again, you can look through this if you would like to. We'll have a link in this web story, and we have that map there if you want to look through it that way. But then this is where I kind of see Springfield, shine. So they break down each key indicator. And travel costs and hassles. Okay, we don't rank in the top 5 there, but then you go down to local costs, and boom, Springfield, number 3, right behind Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Number 4 is Jackson, Mississippi, and Birmingham, Alabama, number 5. So when it comes to local costs, Springfield definitely ranking in the top 5 there. But I thought it was interesting, too, to see the highest cost destinations for the summer of 2025. And that is San Jose, California. Not very familiar myself with that city and what it has to offer for visitors. I'm sure it's beautiful, but it's going to cost you a pretty penny. That's actually number 6. So not the most highest cost, but we'll go down this list. LA, of course, San Diego, Santa Rosa, California, and then San Francisco, California. For those watching this, probably not surprised. I am not very surprised to see that. Of course, a beautiful destination, but when we're talking about affordability for families that might not be able to afford a big trip this summer, Springfield could be it. And it just goes to show that if you have to take a staycation, and you can't even go out of town, and you're from around here, why not just have a staycation? Instead of, if you can't take a vacation, have a staycation. I got my words mixed up there. Yeah, so there you have it. That's where Springfield ranks on the list of, summer destinations for 2025. I feel like some people around here might think we wouldn't even rank on that list as far as metro cities, but you can see there are a lot of appeals when it comes to taking a trip to Springfield. And, if you just think about it for a couple seconds, you can rattle off so many attractions that we have. Of course, the weather is going to be beautiful this summer here, very hot. But, for visitors from other places, maybe the Pacific Northwest or something like that, yeah, it's hot, but it's a lot warmer. They can go to the pools. They can go to the lake where you can't get in the water in the Pacific Northwest year round. So, all right, that does it for me. And of course, check out more of this list. It is really helpful when it comes to kind of finding those places where maybe your goals or your bucket list is attractions for this summer. Maybe it's activities, maybe it's safety, maybe it's weather, you just want great weather. And then of course the travel comes into play. So this is a good list if you're just trying to think with your family, where am I going to go this summer? So that's it. That's where Springfield stands. I'm Bailey Stroll at the Ozarks First Digital Desk, and I hope you have a great day.